Alright, we are live. Let me fix my camera here. Alright, we are back with session 5. Everybody spend their XP?
I definitely
No.
did. And I may or may
didn't.
not have gotten Wraithbane for no reason in particular.
Absolutely no reason.
I purposefully did not.
I'm also saving mine until at least probably the end of this session.
Nothing wrong with that.
I have something in mind, but I am waiting.
Another thing for absolutely no reason.
Possibly. We shall see.
Cool.
Rank in range and a rank in deception. Because they seem like things Jewel would do.
Good stuff.
Is that how you spend
Check
your
out
XP now?
my thing.
You need to get an app on your phone that meows at you every time you should be taking a drink of water.
Does that exist?
I know there are apps that yell at you to drink water, so why couldn't you find one that meows at you?
I don't know. This one though, check it out. It's got the times on the back. So tells me where I'm supposed to be. Although I am a little off. I should be done by now.
Does it mark you're waking up at 2 a.m. to go to the bathroom too then? No, I'm all for drinking water. I drink a ton of water a day, so I'm not at all bashing that with everybody.
I'm trying to drink more, so
Hydration is key.
Maybe we can get sponsored by like the Water Council or something like that of America, to drink more water. That'll be our sponsor.
there we go.
Hey,
Guys, drink
Dasani.
more water.
Sponsored by Water and Nyx.
Alright, you guys want to go through the recap?
Sure.
Joe almost killed us in a cave.
We went spelunking.
Recap in short.
We had a delightful time last week. We learned that we did, in fact, solve the plague. It was fine. It was great. We wandered off to the east to the town of... I don't think I saved the map. I'll look it up later. But we went to a new town. We had some fun shopping adventures. We were going to be in town a little while. What?
We went to Stowhill.
Yes, that's it. We had some fun shopping adventures. We got met by some creepy snake people, or Sneeple, as we may call them, who offered me a bargain, sort of. I turned them down, perhaps a bit rudely. We went splunking. We all failed a perception check, and we all fell down into a cave from which we cannot get out. In the process of trying to find our way out, we found horrifying spooks. And now we're standing in front of a throne with a skeleton king.
And a sarcophagus.
That too.
Because that just makes it worse. Or better.
Well, the skeleton has to sleep somewhere, right?
Right, and the skeleton has
Exactly.
a sword tip top on the ground with a lost hilt. so that's not creepy. A sword with no hilt.
Yeah, not creepy at all.
No, it was definitely not the creepiest session we've had.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that spider house was a little bit creepier, but it was certainly up there.
True. Although we should really start these things by saying, "Welcome to Joe's House of Horrors."
That can be the new campaign
Yes.
name.
Or at least our tagline. Welcome to GM Joe's House of Horrors. It's kind of like the Simpsons treehouse of horror.
Those are such great episodes.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you guys are standing in front of a throne that has a skeletal figure on it. Well, I gotta change something really quick on my setting. There we go. He's holding a large blade, and his empty eyes just stare forward. You can tell nothing has been in here for a very, very long time. His armor still on. You can see it just sits over nothing but bone. The sarcophagus has a nice crack across the top, but it does not look like it's been disturbed. It's a decent sized chamber. Very, very dark. Except, I think one of you would cast light, so you have that.
My mini son.
Yes, that's right. After the shadowy entities had run, or after the last one had run, the shadows now still seem like they're trying to slowly overtake the light, but they're being held at bay. Even though the light doesn't flicker, you can see movement within the shadows. What do you do?
That skeleton hasn't moved, has it? Or does it look like it's animated?
It's just sitting there. It's got its hands up, holding the hilt or the pommel of its sword.
Well, if nothing else, some sorcery is at work here. No bones could stay articulated like that in a truly natural setting. That being said, is there a way out of this room other than the crack we came through? That's what Cramson's looking for first.
Well, you guys came through the door.
Oh,
You had fallen through a crack because you guys had come to a kind of like a T in a cavern. I believe you went right, which led to the doors, which you guys forced open and
Well, then we
entered.
followed Garn through a crack in the wall, right? Right.
Yeah, well, you didn't follow him through, or did you?
He
Is it-
popped up
I think we
and he was
crawled
like,
through.
"Hey," and scared the crap out of all of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, that's right, because you guys fought the shadows in a different chamber. He went ahead through the crack and then popped back out, and you guys followed him
then-
through.
Yeah, so the sarcophagus room is where we went through
Yep.
after we went through the crack.
That's right.
And there does not appear to be another way out right now.
So in here, because actually, yeah, the mini sun is actually in that other chamber. But It's easy enough to cast light again.
Well, and I still have light on my staff.
Yeah. Looking around, the chamber that you're in is probably about 30 feet wide by about 40 feet long. You guys came up more towards the, let's see, it's the northwest corner. So if you look towards the south, you can see a large, heavy door. It's the only one in this room.
Are there any writings or anything either on the walls or on the sarcophagus that we would recognize, or any pictures or anything help us identify this place?
Sure. Give me a... We're going to go a hard perception. You'll get a boost because of the light. I gotta double check. I think... Oh, yep. Don't worry about those, just resetting.
Oof.
Weird, why is it not showing all of it?
Oh, ho, ho.
Keela with the big roll.
Okay, hold on, I think I gotta fix something here. Because for some reason it's not showing the results of hers. There we go. Let's see, and you
Be
had
right back.
2 threats. Alright. I guess. Well, she can hear me as I describe stuff. So looking around. Actually, hold on. Releasing pressure. Good old Instapot. If you haven't bought one, you should. They're great. Like tonight, we're having beef and broccoli made in the Instapot. It's actually pretty good. And with it, she can actually cook.
I made some chili yesterday. It feels like chili weather, like that type of crack pot weather for sure.
I made chili a couple weeks ago just because I was craving chili.
I'm making chili tomorrow. This is not funny.
It's that kind of weather.
I'm making chicken chili, though. White bean chicken chili.
Mine was beef because that's what I had. I usually do some like Italian sausage in there or something. And I love like big chunks of red pepper and onion, some beans. Yeah.
Alright, now that's quieted down. So, as Ula is searching through everything, it takes a little bit to kind of pull the dust and stuff out of some of the markings. But as she's going along, it starts clearing. To clear around everything, takes a good half hour just to kind of get the full story. And that's what it is kind of like a mural, but instead of it being painted, it's been carved into the walls. It talks of the greatness or the rise and the fall of the city known as Kazuth.
Spelling, please.
VURR KHOZZUTH.
And here I was so close.
The city had been ruled originally by dragon riders. They were fairly what's the word I'm looking for? Just in their ruling, I guess is the easiest way to say it. They're very fair. For about 2 generations, it was great. Everything was peaceful. There was no problems anywhere. They never went to war. Then came a new dragon and a new rider. The rider's name is Sagato Tauken. Yeah, spell it.
Domo arigato sagato talkin.
So while he joined the ranks of dragon riders, he quickly moved up those ranks. And then he took over the city. Through different means, through poisons and assassinations and treachery, he was able to kill off the other dragon riders. The other dragons were run off, the ones that weren't killed. And the population of the city turned against their rulers because of him. And so he took over as essentially king. He was human, and he lived for 150 years, which is unknown among humans for obvious reasons. He was buried in a chamber, locked away, believing that he would rise once again. When he was laid to rest, many believed he wasn't actually deceased. They believed he was actually almost in like a torpor state or a hibernation. God, can she make any more noise over there?
So that's who we found, isn't it?
It's very possible.
A bit odd for him to, in his own obituary, mention all of the assassinations he performed to rise to power. I wonder.
Perhaps those that buried him, though, were not pleased with him. Perhaps they were his enemies who wrote this.
Perhaps. They say he wasn't dead when they buried him. Could he have been some kind of lich or necromancer in addition to everything else?
It would explain the spooky shadows.
And speaking of, the shadows are still, hanging around at the edges of the light, right?
Yes. they're a constant. Whenever you
Speaking,
look around, I mean, you'll see it almost looks like a person just kind of fade into the shadow, and it's always right at your peripheral.
Does the story say anything more about how he was defeated? Or how he came to be here?
Yes. So the story continues on. It goes over different aspects of his reign. It does say that he was actually slain by one of his generals. In the process, the general was also killed. Knowing that he was the only one that could defeat him, they buried him with him to always stand watch over the tomb of Sagato.
well, that explains our bones on the throne.
Does it mention if either the general or Sagato wielded a large sword that we see here?
It doesn't say anything in the writings, but he very well could have.
Would it make sense if I were to try casting a detect magic of my own, specifically to see if there's any enchantment around the sarcophagus?
Sure.
And that's a utility spell, right?
Yeah.
As we're counting it.
Yep, unless you're pretty much like looking for small little creature type things like before. So, as you kind of recite the incantation to activate and detect magic, or wait, there is detect magic, its own spell. I don't remember. So we're not gonna worry about it right now. Almost instantly you see like red light shine from hidden runes that have been carved into the lid, but also around the general's area.
Am I able to read these runes?
You can give it a shot. Do you have Arcana or
Let me double
Arcane?
check, actually.
I don't know what this says. I think I think it might be Arcane. Could be Arcana.
I think they call it Arcana. You mean the magic skill, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trained in it, but I've got some knowledge skill training as well. I can at least attempt it.
Let's give it a shot.
Maybe.
Jules trained in Arcana. She's willing to give it a try.
Yeah, honestly, Cramson might be willing to forego his pride and describe the runes to Jewel so as to see if she can interpret them.
All right. In that case, I would need Jewel to give me a Arcana check. 1 red, 2 purple. You'll get a boost because Danila's reading them to you.
Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Darn it.
It still passes. It's good.
It didn't load in time, so I saw keys roll when I heard the noise go off, and I just thought it was another triumph.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Ula had did that for the perception stuff. Sorry. Key, it was all you.
No worries.
Yes, it was Key, but it's okay.
I had a different screen up, so didn't catch the name. I just saw it. All right. Yeah, you know these to be very old, very specialized barrier incantations.
If Jewel relays that to the group, Key will say out loud, there's probably a good reason that they are behind a barrier spell. We should probably leave it where it is.
I am very much in agreement. As delightful as this little discovery is, and he glances around at the shadows lingering at the edges of your vision, I don't wish to spend any longer here than necessary.
Q will also. Oh, go ahead.
Jewel agrees too.
Q will also look around at all the shadow people and be like, something tells me that if we are to get out of here, we need to deal with those. Otherwise, they're probably coming with us.
Well, I don't think they'll follow us up into the sunlight, but it's true we will probably have to protect whoever tries to get the door open. They may try to stop us and attack again at that point.
Is there anything on the door that looks like it can be opened?
Yeah, so on the door is basically there's a large timber that's been basically it's locked it from the inside. So it's got the two prongs on either door and it's set into that. The weird thing is with this timber, it's reinforced with steel. Where it actually has like bands, about 3 on the top, 3 on each side, and likely 3 on the bottom. And then they're all bound.
Bound by the runes?
No, bound with more steel.
So it's like bolted into the door almost.
Yeah. When it was put in place, it was pretty much meant not to be opened again.
Ula, have you ever broken apart steel before?
No, but I am willing to give it a shot.
I think this may be the day to try.
All right, let's do it.
And I'm going to conjure up my own light spell to give us a little bit stronger of a source of light as we make our way over to the door.
Okay.
Did Daniil check the door for any kind of magic?
I didn't, but can I with that same spell?
Jewel would suggest that.
So on the inside, there are at each corner of the door similar rooms, not quite the exact same, but very similar. But they are faded, where it's just barely a glow.
Well, the magic's much weaker here. I imagine we could dispel this door protection easily enough.
Jewel feels up to the task to try to dispel it.
Very well. Let's see the master at work.
Alright, dispel.
It's hard if I remember by default.
That's, yeah. I'm just gonna double check it really quick, and it should be right there.
Yeah, I had Dispel pulled up just in case, but it's
Yeah,
it
hard
is
check.
hard by default.
Alright, so with this, we're gonna make it difficult because this is very old magic. We're gonna bump it up to a formidable. But you will get a boost because it's fading.
All right, Jewel's gonna like crack her knuckles. I can't do it and hold on the talk button. And, like concentrate and go into her trance, and she's gonna work really hard at preparing herself for this.
That'll do it.
Alright. So as you start to go through what you've been taught for dispelling, you feel resistance to your spell. As your arcane knowledge and magic starts to propel itself towards these symbols, they start to flare. It's not very bright, but they flare nonetheless. And then they dissipate. Give me a hard discipline check with 1 red. Actually,
All of us.
no, just Jewel. Actually, it's going to be 2 red, 1 purple.
Jewel predicts this is
Alright. Once the magic breaks, the barrier on the door has been released. You hear in your mind, yes. The others. Release them. I will grant you everything you want. Power. Wealth. Everything.
by the others. Do I know I'm being told about the ruins on the sarcophagus, or others meaning like other people that might be here?
So, as you kind of you have control of yourself, but you instinctually turn, and the runes that were going across the sarcophagus have shifted color, and specific ones are now green. Destroy them. Release me. You will have everything you want.
This is a really big moment for Joel. Joel's gonna walk over to the sarcophagus and start running her hands over it. Maybe tracing some of the ruins, not casting anything yet. But she's gonna get a sense of feel for them.
Can we all see that they're glowing?
Nope. The only one that would see it would be Danil, and to him, they're normal.
Okay.
But it is weird that I mean,
Jewel
it would
just
be
walked
weird
over
to
to the
us that,
sarcophagus.
yeah, after dispelling the door, like in a trance.
So,
Something
as you-
wrong there, buddy?
as you touch it and run your hands along it, it's warm. It's comfortable. You feel calm, but you also feel power, and it's radiating from inside the sarcophagus.
Kitty.
Oh, Katie.
He wants 11.
Jewel, what's up?
Is it weird if I want my character to make a roll against herself?
No, you can do it.
I have a high sense of knowledge forbidden, so I feel like I should know that this is a dangerous thing. But I also have a strong desire for this power, and I'm not sure like a skill to roll that against. Because power is what Jewel craves.
Well, she can always go against discipline.
I mean, if you're fighting against yourself, it does take willpower, so discipline makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe with boosts from the knowledge forbidden of this is a bad idea.
Well, yeah, I was trying to think of like the knowledge forbidden being like this is a bad idea, which I'm strong in, but still being desire. I was trying to think of like how I could make this somehow happen.
It's up
All
to
right.
you.
So, we'll do a discipline check. Trying to think of what. We'll say formidable, because this is what she craves. This is what she desires. This is above everything else. This is what she wants. You will get 2 setbacks. One from your threat, or your 2 threat, but another because, again, you're fighting yourself because you want this. You need this. And this can give you it. But how many ranks do you have in formidable, or not formidable? Forbidden.
I have 1, but I have 4 dice in the pool to begin with. It's a strong suit of mine.
Right. So we'll do 1 boost from your rank in that because you do know that yes, it's what you want. It's powerful, but it's not good. It's dark. It's quote unquote evil.
Can I lobby for 1 more boost, knowing that I'd be putting other people in danger as well as myself?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need every dice I can to pass this roll.
You willingly did this to yourself. Let the record show it.
But I'm actually I'm not willingly doing this to myself, so I'm trying to what I'm trying to portray here.
I'll just say Key probably would have like kind of gently grabbed your arm and would have been like, Jewel, come on, Jewel. So maybe that would help give your reasoning for having that extra boost, because
All right, here goes nothing.
no.
So as Jules walking around this, her hand just gliding across the stone, not making a sound. You can feel the shadows in the room pulling closer. The air gets almost denser, almost like something's taking a giant breath. She looks, and she starts to wipe at these runes. The strange thing is, when she does it, you can almost hear a sizzling. She goes all around it, hitting specific spots.
And there's nothing we can do to stop her.
You can always try.
Actually, I'm going to go the other route. Cramson's just going to turn to Ula and say, "The door, we have to get it open now. We need to get out."
Ula is all for that, so sure.
Alright.
And Crimson will assist whatever you do. He's got very flimsy limbs, but he'll try.
I'm just wondering what like beyond like knocking her out, because this is a spell that she's under, right?
Partially. She is being... she is being partially controlled. It's more of it. She's not really being controlled. It's more of her desire is being amplified.
Manipulated is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to use heal on her because it's not something that this is.
Yeah, it's not a disease or a poison or anything like that. It's more of a mental.
Does Divine give you Dispel Magic?
No, that's only Arcana that has Dispel.
Alright, so how's Ula gonna try to open the door?
That is a very good question. I know you said it was like barred from the inside.
Yep.
Can I take off the bar?
You can always give it a shot.
Okay, so just because I missed a little bit and I want to make sure I picture this right. So is it like in a movie or whatever where the castle doors are barred from the inside with like a
large timber.
Yeah.
Think like a railroad tie wrapped in steel. Like
Okay.
bands of steel.
Okay. Well, I guess I will first try to take that off.
Alright. How you gonna try? Lifting?
Lift.
Alright, give me an athletics. 1 red, 2 purple.
Am I even able to give a boost to a check like this?
On this,
With my
no.
might?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do much. I mean, she could try to use you as leverage, but...
Crimson at least believes he is helping.
Well, actually, that's incorrect. Because you have verse. You can try to inspire her.
Oh.
Or, quote-unquote, augment.
That's true! I have Augment. Oh my god, I can do that. Alright, let's make a cast then. Average difficulty. I'm not going to do anything fancy with it.
How are you going to try to, like, what are you doing to try to augment her? Are you singing, trying to be inspirational speech?
Yeah, Crimson suddenly struck by the realization that there's a thing he can do here. Slings out the lute again and starts singing a song of breaking barriers, of overcoming trials, with my Tune in Your Heart spell. So I can add an extra target for free with the lute. I'm actually going to give one to... It's too late now, but I'll give one to Jewel anyway. Just in case that's helpful. Is assuming I succeed.
Right. Now, does it do a... Is this one where they get the free upgrade to...
Not an upgrade exactly. It's an extra green die to their
Oh,
next
that's
check.
right. Okay. I know there's one that I think they get like a thingy. 2
Hey!
successes. Now, is it just one or is it 1 per success?
I think success let me check this reading again.
Genesis makes a better bard than a game that's been around for like 40 years. Just saying. The game that shall rename.
Where's the lie?
That shall remain nameless.
As far as I can tell, the extra success doesn't do anything. Getting advantage would allow me to pick more targets, but I think everybody the two of them each just get 1 green die.
Alright. But then you'll also take 2 strain.
Yep, already took it off.
Perfect. Alright.
All
He
right.
gave his rousing song of overcoming barriers and breaking down them doors. And
All right. Ula is she's gonna walk up to that door, and she's very inspired by that song, and she's just gonna kind of like do like, how high is it?
on you, it's about neck/chin height.
Okay. So she's going to kind of try to get down and get into almost like a lifter stance to just kind of like heave it up.
Okay.
Ooh!
We hear a large cracking sound coming from Ula's back.
Right?
Yeah, I obviously have not practiced proper lifting techniques.
Do you even lift, bro?
No, I have an axe.
So yeah, as you struggle and try to fight against it, all that happens is it shifts, so it kind of goes from its normal laying position and does not budge. Jewel's still wandering around.
No, Key's gonna try to cast a shield spell on her, because there's a part of the divine is I can do sanctuary. So, and this is only if you determine it so, but if the opponent is the antithesis of the character's faith or deity, I will disengage the affected target.
Not a deity, but yeah, we can give it a shot. Not loud.
Okay, so it would be hard difficulty then.
All right.
Since this is a life or death situation, does Key have to also roll discipline?
Yes.
Okay. This is gonna suck. What's the difficulty on my discipline check?
I know we've usually done hard. Oh, we'll stick with hard.
Well, you're screwed, Joel.
We all are, because I just locked us in here worse.
Yeah, Key just kind of went into a little bit of a panic attack because Joel's going around releasing demons. There's floaty, shadowy things, and Ula just failed to open the door.
Well,
so panic attack.
everyone for going back to the left fork.
Everything's coming up aces.
Yeah, but we would have to get there.
We need to disengage Jewel from the sarcophagus.
So yeah, as she walks, she wipes. You hear 2 more sizzling sounds.
Ula you can hear Key like in her panic attack, like she's down on the ground. Just knock her out. Knock her out.
Ula is going to kind of look at Cramson and be like, I think I made it worse. And then she's going to turn around and she's going to go see if she can grab Jewel and like haul her away from the sarcophagus.
Okay. What's Jewel doing? other than sizzling away.
Yeah, I
I'm
think she's
sorry.
pretty locked in. Like, I don't think she's really paying attention. She's kind of got that tunnel vision of going around the sarcophagus.
Yep.
You know,
Also, is it just me, or Joe, does your voice suddenly sound
It's
lower all
not
of a
just
sudden?
you.
Did you pitch down your mic?
Nope.
Yes, you did.
No, actually I didn't. I was splitting wood day, so as I get tired, my voice drops. And I'm starting to get tired.
Oh. Gotcha.
Oh, I literally thought you put a filter on your mic.
Nope. I've tried to do that before, but it never worked. It just, like, caused issues. It basically cut my mics out, so I stopped trying.
Well, it definitely is adding to the effect, not gonna lie.
It was a very sinister time for a pitch change.
Sorry. Okay, I need a brawl check. It's gonna be average. I'll get a boost because Jewel's not paying attention. Alright. So yeah, you are able to successfully grab her.
Okay, so I just kind of like go over and I kind of wrap my arm around her waist and just kind of pull her or try to pull her away from, basically try to pick her up and pull her away from the sarcophagus.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to grab her, pull her back. Jewel. She's stopping you.
yeah, I imagine I'm just like got my fingers out on there, and then I'm pulled away. Can I make a discipline check or something, like something to snap out of?
Yeah, you can give it a shot again.
Okay, same difficulty, or
Yeah, you'll get a boost because she's basically trying to break you out of it.
and I've got the green die from the beautiful song.
Yes.
Oh, I could have used that green die too. Shoot.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have any other targets to give.
Oh, that's okay.
I chose poorly.
No, that's okay.
Do
He
I
probably
still
wasn't listening to your song anyway.
Do I still have 2 setbacks? I don't remember what they were from my last roll.
What was it?
One of them, I think, was because this is what you want.
Yes. Yeah, one was for what? Oh, yeah, it was one because that's what you want, and the other one was from the 2 threat that you had.
Okay, so still 1 setback then.
Yes.
Oof.
I think Jewel is initially going to physically try to get herself out of this, even though it's obviously a silly thing for her to do. She's not very strong, but I think that's her initial reaction is to try to physically get out.
Yeah, so she starts fighting against Ula. You guys see it. I mean, she is yelling. She's clawing, trying to get back to the sarcophagus.
Yeah, she had older brothers. She knows how to fight a little bit dirty.
Key's still in her panic attack, so she just keeps yelling, knock her out, knock her out.
All right, I think
Please knock her out.
Daniel will try to step up here. He has not been sure this whole time what was going on, if this was a betrayal or what, but seeing this reaction, he'll run up and try to sing another Dispel Magic on on Jewel to see if that helps at all.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll flip a pip. Let's live life wildly.
Flip that pip.
Yeah, Joe's never gonna say no to us flipping pips.
Hey!
Yay!
Okay.
This is for your own good.
Where was
Now,
Danil
like-
standing? Was he still kind of by the door?
No, Danil actually ran forward to where Jewel and Ula are struggling and just did this spell right in front of her.
Okay. So yeah, you can, when you cast it, you can feel magic strain against yours, but it almost like snaps and it's gone. So Jewel, other than the desire to get that what you want, you don't feel that manipulation, the nudging that you were before.
Okay, so Drew's gonna realize kind of, or just become aware of what the situation is suddenly. She had no idea that she was fighting against Ula, and Ula was the one who's grabbing her. So she's gonna kind of become aware of that and kind of stop struggling, and look around quite puzzled, and ask legitimately, "What's going on?"
Well, none of us are entirely sure, but I have a feeling that whatever's in there, and he gestures back at the sarcophagus, got into your head. You were doing something to it, weren't responding to us.
Yes, I remember dispelling the door. We wanted to dispel the door, and then the next thing I know, I was at the sarcophagus, and it was calling to me, and it was promising me. And it's kind of blurry after that.
Key is still kind of like kneeling down a little bit, and she's not rocking as hard as she used to, but she's kind of got a tear going, tears coming down her face, and just says simply, magic has consequences.
Ula, once Jewel kind of calms down and stops struggling, she'll put you down, and she'll just be like, she'll kind of look down at you and be like, Are you you? Are you you again?"
She will take a moment to gather herself and say, I think that I am. Yes.
Do I need to get a Snickers?
You turn into Danny DeVito when you're hungry.
You turn into a crazed person who wants to raise demons when you're hungry.
But the Snickers are in there.
The sarcophagus full of Snickers. Jewel's going to suggest that we get out of here and ask if the doors, or wonder, or ask why the door isn't open now that the that the room
Yeah. We might have to go back the way we came and take the left fork.
Well, it may be for the best that we don't open up that door.
Jewel is already halfway towards the crack out of this room. She's ready to go.
Cramston's gonna go see if Keel is okay. If she needs any help.
It needs to be sealed when we leave. We need to seal the crack. No one should be back in that room.
Fair enough.
But I think Key, now that she doesn't have to use magic again, is able to at least get up and move with you guys, but she's really shaken.
Alright. You all head out of the room.
Yeah. Garnt, you still with us? Any of the shadows get you?
Darn good. Weird.
I
You see
won't
him
make
kinda,
you kill your throat doing Garnt's voice, but just wanted to make sure he's still alive.
yeah, he's eyeballing the skeletal remains in with the throne. He's really eyeballing the armor and the sword.
No, Garn. Trust us, no.
We'll get you better armor later, Garnt.
But
We don't need to steal from these dead people to get armor.
shiny armor. Shiny.
Have I ever told you of the stories of cities to the north of the Inner Sea? There are smiths there who make the most fabulous types of armor. Chainmail, brigandine plate, shining, impervious to weapons. Someday, we'll go to that place. We'll get you some good armor.
So as you're describing this, his eyes just get super huge, and he's just following as you're talking. So you guys make your way back out to the, essentially the T in the road. Cavern, you can see the marks that you left with the chalk. They kind of curl around. And yeah, left you, or well, now straight ahead of you is another darkened passage. This one, as you begin to walk down, starts to go into a decline.
Wait, are we gonna seal the? Is that a? We need to seal the crack though, right? That's what Key wanted us to do
Yeah.
in this area.
It was my suggestion.
How do you guys want
Key is
to?
definitely about sealing evil off. Anything that could make Jewel try to unseal the runes, not good.
How do you plan to seal the crack?
Is there a way that we can bring down, without bringing the whole damn cave down on us, kind of collapse something over it?
You mean a hard, either mechanics check, which is weird. I don't know. They don't call it craft. Mechanics check, or a hard adventuring, like knowledge adventuring or something like that.
If you do adventuring, I can give you a boost. I've got a rank in it.
I also have a rank in adventuring. It's actually one of my careers.
All right. Well, I'll do adventuring then, I guess. And I get 1 or 2 boosts.
1.
It's definitely Key's boost because this would be all her idea.
Amy, I'm loving your notes for everything you're rolling.
Hey, might as well, right?
Seal the evil. Haul Jewel away.
So, with Key's help, you're able to find specific locations that, if you can get an impact hard enough, should seal that crack without pulling this entire chamber down on you.
Do I now have to do that? Or does that count towards it too?
Well, it depends how do you want to bring this down?
Well, if there's like specific areas to like hit to cause it, she probably would just try to like take a swing.
Okay.
Maybe not, I don't know.
Might be
Like
easier to use magic in this case. I do it myself, but my kind doesn't really damage in the same way.
yeah, I could try. Um yeah, I can try magic. Would it just be like an attack spell?
Yes. And then any amplification that you want to boost into it. Or not
Okay.
amplification, upgrade that you want to add onto it.
Is there any kind of upgrade? I gotta pull that up again.
So what are you guys doing while she's working on this?
Well, I'm helping her work on this.
Oh yeah.
Daniel splits his time between keeping a side eye on Jewel to make sure that the enchantment is fully removed, and keeping an eye on the shadows for another attack. Because after we roused that thing, I'm not convinced it's not gonna chase us.
Gotcha.
Jules got a little PTSD, so she's just kind of dazed a little bit.
Sounds good. So yeah, Garden just kind of goes up ahead. And goes back to where he has first turn. Pokes around there.
Be careful, Garnt. There are other things lurking here in the dark.
Oh, Garden, careful. And then yeah, he just kind of runs off, just disappears. You can kind of hear the bones on his arm just ding, 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 ding.
I don't know, can I just add like the blast quality? Would that
Yeah.
work? All right. So what was the difficulty? Is it average or easy?
If you're doing just one upgrade, it goes from easy to average. But you'll also get a boost because you know the locations of where to strike. Alright.
Not too shabby.
You're killing me with the name.
Amy, I'm almost surprised that you remember that.
I just
It's,
saw the
you
name.
know, It's a pretty famous quote. What can I say?
But considering what the spirit wanted us to do, does this mean we're trying to reseal in Ronald Reagan's grave? He wanted us to tear down some walls.
Yep.
There. Move up a little bit so people can see it. Alright, so yeah. Using your magic. What does it look like for your attack spell?
Oh, it's just kind of like it's because it's like it's primal, so it's kind of like you can kind of like see the blast of air almost, like I don't know how to explain it. I guess think like Aang when he's water or air bending and throwing balls of air at people or something.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to throw the spell, hit the exact locations that Key had pointed out, and everything begins to slowly start to crack. Then, little pieces fall, and then a couple of larger pieces. You hit it again, and soon crack widens, and chunks just begin to fall and crash in and fill up that slit in the wall. A lot of dust is kicked up because you guys cough a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to sleep.
Oh, I suppose
Wow.
that cost me 2 strain, but I had 2 advantage, so can I just call it a wash?
Yeah.
Uh, I think I think we got it.
Well, I guess we're committed now. No way to go but onward. Let's go find Gart before he gets himself hurt.
So you guys go down tunnel. You find him. He's just kind of sitting there, waiting for you guys to show up. So you're within range, he kind of darts down the opposite corridor from where you are. This one, again, as you start following it, and it starts to descend. You start to go down. It's not slick. Doesn't seem like a lot of dust has been through here. It could be from possible air passage moving it. But you can see where Garn's footprints are. It's fairly noticeable. As you go, it starts to kind of wind around. A few spots it begins to climb again. And you're following this, and it feels like hours. Comes to a point where when you walk out, and there's a ledge. As you hold the light up, you can see across this deep chasm. Looks like a city that was just plunked down in here. You don't see anybody, you don't see any lights. But here is just a city built out of stone. You see where there, at one point, should have been bridges, or likely was. But they've just fallen. Or they were destroyed. You have to investigate that further to find out for sure. But you can see it. It's almost metropolis in size.
Varkasath, I suppose.
Seems likely with the proximity to that tomb.
Truly is fascinating. Actually, here's a question. This story in the tomb, this city, is this something that my character would have ever heard of before at any time?
Right, like, are dragons still even a thing? Because
So dragons are a thing.
Okay.
More of they're rare. They're very rare. Like the ones that had controlled countries and continents. They're rare. Some people think they went to their home realms. Some people just think that they're asleep somewhere because dragons live a very long time. Some of the dragons that, maybe reported or that have or make attacks tend to be more feral and younger. So they don't have the wisdom as to, maybe if I do this, I'm gonna die.
So you're saying there's a chance I can become a dragon rider?
There's always a chance.
I suppose this was inevitable as soon as we had some lore involving dragon riders.
Nothing wrong with dragon riders. Going through, like, thinking back, give me let's say a hard lore check.
Cool.
I will give you a boost. Or not. You don't need me. Never mind.
Well, I can roll a boost and see if I cancel some threat.
Do it.
Cancel the threat.
Alright. Let's go ahead and take a point of strain. As you're racking your brain, trying to think of it. Yeah, it hits you. You remember reading about it in the university library. Kind of put down in the deep library. Ones that you have to be a professor to go and access. Just because some of the knowledge there could be bad. But with how old this is, the city had gone from, again, this brilliant, wonderful city to being despised, being overthrown, to disappearing, to becoming nothing but a legend. And now it's just nothing but a myth. Or then it moved to a myth, and now it's just forgotten.
Until a bunch of people decided to go spelunking.
How could it possibly be that this is so close to civilization? There's houses a few hours away from here. And this was never found ever? What on earth are we getting ourselves into?
Did anything in that lore say that this city was an above ground city, or was this always a city within the stone?
It used to be above ground.
Okay.
Daniel will actually share that lore at the party so that we all know. It's like, I have no idea how it's even possible that we've stumbled across this, how it could be hidden here in the mountain, but apparently those stories are true, if we can believe the mural down in the tomb.
I think that the spirits have led us here for a reason.
Well, I'm content for that reason to be a way back to the surface. Do we see any way to progress other than to just head down into the city and try to figure out what's going on?
From the vantage point that you're at, you don't notice anything that goes up towards the surface. But again, this is a very large city, where you're at, short of going back and trying to climb your way back up, it's going to be difficult. You could try to find a way across the chasm to go and search the city to see if maybe there might be something on the other side.
I mean, this is an ancient city of lore.
Well,
Maybe we
shit, I guess
should.
we've got to cross it.
You guys are academics, are you not?
Yes, I suppose I am.
All right.
Yeah, at this point, Key's had enough time to recover her wits.
Daniel just mutters something about not really being an archaeologist, not his specialty, you know.
All right. So how do you guys plan to get across the chasm?
How wide was it again?
This one is close to probably about 65 feet. It's wide.
How deep?
You cannot see the bottom.
Can I reconjure a mini sun?
You,
Well, I guess
Sure.
wouldn't be conjure, but utility and a mini sun.
How many of us have rope right now, out of curiosity?
Not I.
Jewel does.
all right.
And rope of one thing of rope is like 50 feet long, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if we even have enough rope to pull off some sort of maneuver here.
I don't, unfortunately.
How high up is the ceiling, did you say, from where we are?
From where you're at, you can't see the ceiling. If you bring forward the big ol' sun, it's good 150 at the lowest point.
Okay.
It's pretty high.
And there's no stalagmites or stalactites or things like that. Like it's more of a carved out cave or big cavern that we're in.
There's some that have formed, but they're not ginormous yet. They're not connecting down.
This all feels very intentional that this city is here for a purpose.
What we'll do is we will move to a break right now.
That's fair.
All right, I'm back in just a few minutes.
Nikki also, you know, needs Joe to be her DM, so.
That too. Well, and most of the other people I used to game with, for various reasons, I don't want to game with them anymore.
Alright, we're back.
Valid.
Yeah, that happens. Alright, so have you figured out how you wish to try to cross the chasm?
I have an idea, unless someone else has an idea they want to go with first.
Well, I was going to more ask out of game if we thought possible that a barrier spell could be something that we could walk across. Like, this is part of the whole thing of like, his magic is undeveloped. Like, I'm not sure how it would work or if something like that could work.
You can always give it a shot. So,
That is so much better than my idea. Let's please do that.
alright, well, what was your idea?
So I vaguely remembered hovering being something mentioned in the utility spell section, and I was wondering if we could like hover someone with one end of the rope, give them a shove across, and then we tie off the rope, and like, because we're all magic, we all try to like hover with the rope as an anchor to shimmy our way across, but that feels like it's going to go horribly wrong, and it only works if you allow us to hover as a utility spell.
So, yeah, utility spells can be used. So, think in D&D terms, like Mage Hand, the floating disc, stuff like that. So it can be used. But yeah, you could give that a shot, or you can try to do the barrier.
I mean, we would know if a barrier was about to break from underneath us, right? We'd have warning before that happened, right?
How far is the chasm that we have to go across again?
65 feet.
And how much is one range band?
So, if you
I was already thinking I'd have to add range to it, which is one of the
yeah,
Right.
dice.
so
What I'm asking is like how much difficulty die is this going to be to do a barrier spell?
probably about 2, because you're gonna go from what would be considered engaged, which would be right where you're at, to short range, and then medium range.
My inspiration for this was there was a zone in EverQuest where you literally had to walk across an invisible bridge that was super ass long. Like you had to aim yourself just exactly right and follow all the way around. And if you fall off, you were dead. Like and that was the only way to get to some of the raid bosses. And it was hilarious and super annoying. But let's hope we don't fall off. And hope it's
You're not planning to make this barrier invisible, are you?
Leap of faith.
Please don't do that.
yeah. I also thought about Indiana Jones too.
Yep.
See if you want to be really cruel. You cast barrier, and then halfway through you have it flicker.
I think Daniel might actually kill you though for something like that.
I think we've been
Like-
through enough.
Got possessed. That's fine. Tried to prank us on a bridge over a chasm. No.
Not fine.
In another situation, after we were not traumatized, maybe that's something that Jewel would do, but not in this situation. So I'm doing just a straight up normal difficulty then.
So the average then.
Is it easy at base to do a barrier?
Easy is
Yeah,
is
easy.
base.
And then the upgrade
Okay,
is
yeah,
each
so
one.
average.
Yeah, then 1 for range.
All right.
Whew.
My advantage.
So yeah, as you'll made your way down to an area where there's a previous bridge. You're able to connect where you're at to the bridge and the stone on the other side with a barrier.
What does your barrier look like?
In this case, I'm going to make it look sort of stone-like it's going to be gray like that. Yeah, and I'm going to suggest that we hurry across.
Don't need to be told twice.
Same here.
So y'all rush across. It's when you step out, you feel. I mean, it feels solid. And every now and then, when you step down, you almost feel like a cushion. It kind of depresses a little. But you're able to get to the other side, really. But as you're going across, you look down, and all you see is just dark. Except for the light grayish of the barrier. It's just pitch black. You get to the other side. You see like a stairway that goes up. Leads into kind of the base of the city. What's kind of catching your attention is, though the city had been above ground previously, or at least at one point, some of the marking or the stonework here is new. Or not new, but you can tell it has been added after the city was brought down. Such as the archway that you just kind of finished connecting. The stone stairwell, or stairway that goes up into the city. That's all been carved out of the stone.
I suppose we better stay sharp then. Might still be people living here.
I'm going to ensure that the sun follows us so that we have light over us.
Okay. That was weird. Yeah. You guys go up in the city?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess our goal is to cross it.
We turn around immediately and leave. After all this work.
After the barrier spell has already been dispersed.
Get there.
Where are we gonna go? We can't go to the other side anymore. We blocked that off. We can't
We'll
get out the
climb
way
our
we
way
came in.
out.
Well, you blocked one chamber, because there was that other chamber that you were in. Because the crack was in the wall. That's what you sealed it. But yes. Alright, are you guys being sneaky?
I'm not sure if we can be with a mini sun.
I was gonna say, we got a mini sun hanging out. I don't think that's sneaky.
I know, I just wanted to make sure.
I have an agility of 1. There is no sneak.
Yeah, I guess we'll just walk casually.
He just wanted to make sure that we weren't going to try to be sneaky while having a mini sun.
Let's
one of those
give
things.
stuff advantage when he ambushes us.
Of course.
Key is still thinking of those shadow monsters.
Alright. So as you begin to walk through the city, it's very unnerving. Where you're at, there's no sound other than your feet every now and then crunching little pebbles. They almost click on the stone. The cobblestone streets are still intact. It almost seems like as if this whole city had just been kind of picked up. The earth moved, it set down, and then the earth replaced. Garnd booked on ahead to get out from under the bright light. You go through, and you don't hear anything. It's just very quiet. You just hear the echoing of your footsteps coming off the buildings. A lot of the homes and the businesses that were here are still set up. And people could just come right back into this area and set up shop.
If we look in the windows, do we see anything in any of these buildings? Like, is stuff laid out?
In some of them, there are. You can tell that time has decayed a lot of, like, the clothing, and even some of the weapons and items are rusted. Some areas you just see piles of dust for whatever was there.
Are the shadow people acting any differently here?
From what you can see, it's hard to tell. At times you think you catch motion inside of a window, a doorway, even an alley. But you can't get a perfect sight on it. It says you move, little mini sun is falling, and that's causing other shadows to shift. So you're not sure if it's something else or if it's just because you're moving.
Like perhaps the shadow people still live here.
Right. After about 15, 20 minutes, you start to get closer to the center of town, or the city. Whoa, that was weird.
Amy's become haunted like the city.
Right?
Oh God. I finally realized what Joe's voice is reminding me of. It's reminding me of the murder trivia guy from the Jackbox games. So, like, that's not helping with this creepy city vibe at all.
She's trying to figure out what's going on. And she's back. So as you get to the center, or closer to the center of the city, thanks to the giant light that's following you around, you can see off in the distance a large section that is walled off. And rising above that wall, you see what looks like a large white stoned palace. Give me hard perceptions for anybody that wants to try to. And you know what? I'm actually gonna flip a starting point. So it's gonna be 1 red, 2 purple.
Ho ho!
All right.
As ever, Key has no idea what's going on.
All right. So pretty much everybody but Key. All right. So I'm gonna go up everybody else, and I'll get to the triumphal for the nil. As you guys are looking around, you begin to see movement. It's small at first, but then you're starting to see more of it. They look humanoid. They look like humans. You manage to catch sight of one. It's very short, maybe 3.5 feet tall. What really catches your attention on it is it's got fairly decent looking clothing on. Like, it doesn't look torn, doesn't look ripped, old. It's still vibrant in color, all things considered. The hair, very curly, hangs down to about mid-chest, And it appears to be a small girl. Just kind of sitting in a doorway, just looking at you. Just watching. Another thing that really, after you notice that, what really starts to almost creep you out a little, the skin tone. It's very pale, looks almost clammy. The eyes are sunken in. They still show some signs of life, but it doesn't seem normal.
But she still appears solid, not like a shadow person.
Yes, she is corporeal. There is form there. There is matter. Danil, as you're looking around, you see this. You begin to see eyes, or at least reflection of eyes from the light, in more windows, doorways, some peeking around through the alleys. But you actually see light come on inside the palace. And movement by windows.
We are very much not alone here. There are more people all around us. And Daniel's going to raise his hands up slowly to show that they are very much open, not by any weapons.
Alright.
So, even though Cramson said that, we really do we really notice anybody else aside from the people that we saw first?
Just a lot of eyes looking at you from windows and doors and alleyways.
Ula's not gonna put her hands up, but she's also not gonna go for her weapon yet.
Alright.
No. Don't like that.
So,
Nightmare.
yeah, Amy is creeping out over there. So, the little girl kind of gets up. Really slowly, almost shy like, slowly approaches you. And she gets closer. Hello?
Hello.
Who are you?
My name is Daniel. This is Ula, Jewel, and Key. We got lost in the caves and we're looking to find our way home.
This is home.
For you, yes. But we're from somewhere else.
Oh. I'm hungry.
Jewel was just thinking of taking something out of her sack, kneeling down and offering it to her because she's curious to see if she could eat it or would eat it.
We did pack that lunch.
Alright, so you offer something out to her.
Yeah, an apple or some nuts or something. Yeah,
And so she slowly kind of
how many
approaches.
strawberries?
She doesn't get the strawberries. So she approaches slowly. Just really carefully reaches out. Kind of grabs it out of your hand. Slinks back. Smells it. Looks at it. Kind of confused. Slowly takes a bite. I'm hungry.
Where are your parents?
She points over to where she came from. You can see two more heads kind of slowly reach around and like look around. Skin's very taut. Still same kind of color. I'm hungry.
What's your name, child?
Sarah. I'm hungry.
Your parents don't have any food?
No, I'm hungry. Please, I need something to eat.
What type of food is your favorite?
She slowly approaches. She kind of gets closer to Jewel because she'd already offered her food. I'm hungry.
Jewel's still down on one knee.
Do you have something to eat?
Jewel said that the food that she likes is what she already gave her, so she doesn't know what to offer.
Do you want chicken? We've got some meat here. It'll offer like a little bit of chicken to the girl, Sarah.
So, as you offer, she kind of turns to you, steps forward, very carefully takes it, kind of eats it. More.
Chicken worked.
Oh man, she
Hey,
likes meat, huh?
more.
Ooh.
That kind of worries me.
I mean, have you not seen my chat?
Oh, I'm trying to ignore it. Why don't Crimson's just gonna take out like the meat from his pack and just like set it on the ground like, why don't I leave this all here for you? Maybe you can share some with your family. Do you know if there's anyone we could talk to find the way out?
She just points straight down the street
At the palace or a different direction?
towards Palace.
Alright. You stay out of trouble, kid. We're going to go talk to people.
So she gathers
Be
up
in
the
school, don't do drugs.
the meat, kind of runs back over to where she came from, tosses it in the door, runs back out. We need more.
Key's just staring at her wide-eyed. She has absolutely no idea what this is or what she just, I don't know.
Ula's like, I don't think we have enough for everybody.
But we can probably go get more later on. We don't have enough with us right now, but we can bring more.
Ula's just nodding like, yes, yes.
So she's just staring at you, and she just gets a scowl. I am hungry. I need more. And she kind of takes a couple steps towards you. And as she does, she opens her mouth more, and you can just see razor sharp teeth. We need more.
All right, Jewel's gonna make a conjuration spell so that I can summon or summon an object or create them out of thin air. And I'm thinking of a roasted pig. What Jewel is going to do is try to summon out of the air.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, she's gonna try to summon 2 of them, so it'll be an additional difficulty.
All right. You said you're gonna do them roasted.
Well, how about just dead? We'll just say. They don't have to be roasted, just not alive.
Okay.
Roasted, toasted.
Warm
Charbroiled.
blood dead.
Oh no, we don't want to give her a taste for blood. Oh,
All right. Roll it. All right. So yeah, through your conjuration, 2 dead large not boars, but pigs, just summoned out of the air. And at first they're on their feet, then they just kind of like flop over. And as soon as she sees it, she is on it. And just tearing into the flesh of the pig. At which point you see, which she said was her parents, come rushing out of the building and start tearing into that one. And more start to kind of come out of the doorways and out of
I think we
buildings.
are already running when those pigs
Yeah.
hit the floor.
Yeah,
I'm
as soon
gone.
as they like went for the pigs, yeah.
Are we running at the palace? Are we running back the way we came? What's the vibe here? Because I think running palace, as bad an idea as that is.
It's the only option we got. Because
Yeah.
it's cutting us off from going back.
Probably.
Do we see Garn at this point, or
Did he get eaten?
Oh, you don't see him.
Oh no.
Fuck. Well, I told him not to go so far away. Ah.
that would probably taste like chicken? I mean,
I feel very uncomfortable that the sun does nothing to these things.
They're hangry. They're not shadows.
That is true.
Run, run, run.
So, are there like locked gates between us and the palace as we run that way?
So, as you all begin to run, you are seeing and hearing more of these things. Peering out of the windows, coming out. Some begin to actually chase you up the street. As you start to approach the walls, you see doors, like large, would basically seal off that section to anybody else who can't, basically to anybody who can't go in there. And you see 4 guards, same type of flesh tone, same sunken eyes, done up in armor, standing there. You guys continue to run towards them?
I guess so.
I don't think we have a choice.
Well, there's always a choice.
There's always a choice, but
I imagine pulling up a few feet away, 20, 30 feet away, and saying, and introducing ourselves and saying that we're trying to get out. Are the ones chasing us right on our heels, or are they just kind of back there moving this direction? Like maybe that's.
They're still a little ways back, but they're figure about a half a block, and they're running. They're not shambling. They're not walking. They are running.
They're fast zombies, not slow zombies.
curse my stubby little legs.
I've read this book.
But you know what? Let's take a gamble. Let's take a gamble. As we're running up, Cramps is just going to shout, in addition to anything else that might be said, "Open up in the name of the king!"
Give me a hard deception on that.
This is fine. I'm not trained in deception at all.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
You know what? This might be time to flip a pip as well.
Wow.
So, as you yell out, "Open up in the name of the king!" And the guards kind of stop, look at each other, look back at you, and you see two of them kind of like lower pikes and get in like a braced position. While the other two, you see, kind of just put their hands on their swords. With triumph, as you're yelling this out, you see Garnd just a hair off to your right. And you just see him.
Yeah, a fucking bolt for a Garnd.
Yep.
Follow
Same.
him.
Alright. So as you guys start running towards him, he looks up. Turn it off! Turn it off!
He immediately lets go of the spell.
So as soon as that goes off, you're plunged into darkness. Who has dark vision? Other than Garn.
I don't think that I do.
I don't
I don't think
so.
any of us do.
Human, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure I don't.
I'll double check.
I can't remember if the kobolds do or not. Normally kobolds would. Especially a lot of
I mean,
them
if you want to allow it, that's fine, but I don't think it was on the
On that list,
template
yeah.
you provided.
I don't have it.
Well, we'll check it later. So what we'll do for right now is you guys feel... Well, Jewel feels tugging on her pack. And then you guys start to feel something wrap around your waist. And then you... Who's in the lead? Like, who's in... Well, actually, it would have been Danelle, because he ran first. You feel the wrap around your waist. You just hear, "Come on!" And you feel a tugging. So as you guys go, you realize you're being led. Almost like on a leash. And there's a few times you guys bump into a few walls, corners. What would have been like a lamp post. Before you move into an area, you kind of feel yourself pushed through something. Hey, there's Kitty. And he's gonna lay down right on the keyboard. Because that's what cats do. Now Amy's
Gotta get a
frozen.
distraction laptop to trick the cat into laying down on that keyboard.
Right. You stepped on something.
Oh, did we lose Amy? She looks frozen.
Oh, yeah, he basically stepped on the power button.
Oh, poor cute kitty.
God.
If we're gonna take a quick kitty break, we'll do a sleeping puppy break. Well, not anymore.
Puppers. So yeah, he didn't even send it into sleep mode. He actually shut it off. So she's got to boot it back up. Silly kitty. So, before that happens, luckily, since she's right over there, she can hear me. Yeah, you feel yourself being pushed in somewhere. The air feels a little different. Like, you can tell you've just been brought into a building or some sort of confined area. You hear just a little. And you start to feel kind of like the whatever tied around your waist come off.
Jewel is gonna make just the faintest of light. I assume my fireflies haven't followed us all this way.
No, they kind of poofed out after a while.
Okay, Jewel's just gonna make the faintest of lights into this room. So hopefully if somebody was outside looking in, they couldn't see it, but just so we could see our surroundings and each other. Hopefully we're all here. I mean, apparently Ula's not here, but
Right. She got lost somewhere, fell off the rope.
Oh,
Yeah, he shut her computer down and then it decided to update.
Oh, poor Amy.
and this was how the session ended. Cat attack.
Yeah, so luckily it updated. She's logging back in now. But yeah, you see Garn there, and I mean he looks frightened.
is this the first time Garn's been frightened? Like, he kind of has been unfazed by everything. This is worrying.
I mean, have you seen what we're fucking dealing with?
Yeah, this is outside his comfort zone. He looks at you guys. We need to leave. We need to leave soon.
Agreed.
Definitely agreed.
Thank the gods for your help, Garn.
Oh, don't thank me yet. We still gotta get out.
Are there like any open windows in this room, or is it like completely shuttered against our light?
There are windows, but the shutters are closed. Yeah, I was scouting out, and I heard a noise, and these things tried to grab me, and I think they were gonna eat me. I don't like that. So, yeah, I came back to find you guys. Hey, we gotta go. We gotta get out. Cause they know we're here.
How did you lead us all, Garn?
I can see in the dark.
Yeah, but how did you get all 4 of us?
Rope. I tie rope around your waist. Just wrap it around. Start
Oh.
pulling. You guys just follow me.
Also, fun fact,
Guard.
I normally would have been able to see in the dark if I was a Shadow Step kobold, but I'm a Swamp Hide kobold, so no, I don't see in the
Oh.
dark.
All right.
Guard, when you were scouting, did you find a way out?
Maybe I don't know. I didn't go that far. There's if we go that way, he kind of like points off towards the east. Like I saw some stairs. Look like they go up. I don't know. I didn't want to leave you guys behind, so I went and just tried to come back find you. That's when I was almost eaten.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
You are literally a lifesaver.
Yes.
Oh, we still gotta go. We gotta go. We need to leave.
Yeah.
No qualms from me.
No time to waste, then. I guess we douse the light again, and we put our faith in you.
Let's try to get to those stairs that you saw. That sounds promising.
Oh, okay, it's gonna be hard. But yeah, we try. So he kind of starts wrapping the rope around everybody.
Can we ask Garn how far away these stairs are?
Far. I didn't get to him. I just saw him. I just saw kind of towards up.
Trying to think of a distraction or something that we could do to buy ourselves some time. This building all stone, or is any of it wood that would burn?
There's some, not sure how well it would burn, but there's some wood furniture in here. I've kind of,
But the roof, like the roof and the structure is all stone. I'm not gonna
it's
build
all,
this
yeah,
sort
it's
of big-
all made out of stone. What would you like to do?
I think we'll have to take our chances. We can adapt to situations as they unfold, but for now, there's nothing really we can do to cause a major distraction that wouldn't potentially bring more heat down upon us.
Jules, I don't know if this is gonna work if I'm gonna be blinded though. I'm trying to think about this. I wanted to be able to prepare like a conjure grease spell or something that would slow them down, make them fall.
Well, I mean, can always have one ready. Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm blind, though, it's not gonna do me any good to know when they're nearby, or I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole situation.
Oh, I mean, you can go by sound. I mean, you're still gonna have setbacks and such because can't see, but be able to hear when they're close. But how close? That's gonna be the problem.
Maybe,
Do you
yeah,
have
maybe I'll
spatial
pose-
awareness?
Maybe I'll pose it to the group. That is there any advantage to us being, if they can see us in the dark and we can't see them, do we want to be in the light again when we leave?
Do we know if they can see us in the dark?
That was literally what I was just going to ask.
Okay, good point.
Well, you're gonna assume yes because as soon as Key turned the light off, it was instantly pitch black. If they've been down here this long, they've likely adapted. Or they can just flat out see in the dark. Seems to make the most sense.
But they didn't follow us.
They do seem to be.
You don't know. Because
Well.
you can't see.
They didn't appear to follow us.
I imagine that we did one of those run around the corner things and suddenly we were behind a door and they couldn't tell.
Right.
Like,
It may be safest to start with no light. If we feel they're getting close, though, and stealth is out of the question anyway, we can always relight in an instant.
Yeah. That's always an idea. Yeah, if they followed, you can't see. Garn led you in, and he was just basically running for his life. So he was taking a lot of twist turns. You guys kind of...
No, I understand that. I kind of assumed that Ula would have been at the back, since she's kind of the big brawn person. And maybe just because of the everything going on, she wouldn't have heard, but she didn't hear anybody following that she's aware of.
Not that she's aware of, because you were getting the echoes from your own booted feet running, and you could still hear the running from the others that had been chasing you. So you know they were at least following you for a little bit.
All right, should we make our break, or does anyone have any other ideas?
Hold on. Let's overthink this.
Right? The next 45 minutes, we're going to plan this out.
We're gonna dig a tunnel deeper, and that'll get us out.
I say we just go for it. Start. I said we can start with
All right.
dark. If something happens, we'll just light it up and go.
We'll trust in Garnt.
Agreed.
So,
And our money, aren't we trust?
he is here, door gonna with the handle jiggle again. Nothing. And then you feel a little tug. And you can kind of feel him go out. And at first you're going slow as you're trying to keep the less movement the better. But also try to keep the noise down from running through everything. He just starts taking you on this winding tour through a city that you can't see. And then you start to notice that the tugging is becoming more frequent and it's getting faster. The hard perception is 2 setback.
I don't even know why I try.
You can always try. And that is why you try.
Wow.
Oof.
6 threats. Wow.
That's rough, buddy.
Alright. So,
I'm not gonna see anything but
to advantage.
For the once, I am the only one that knows what's going on.
So as you all are running faster, you're all bound together, so you're getting kind of like a bobbing motion almost as one person starts kind of move fast and somebody else, and they kind of tug, and think like towing cars. You get the initial jerk, and then every now and then it's just that little tug. You're kind of getting that sensation as it's just getting yanked by the waist. Yeah, most of you don't hear anything but your own running feet. Key, on the other hand, hears about 6 other running footsteps, or like running steps, very close to you.
Did we come up with some sort of signal before we left?
Nope.
it's up to your judgment.
Where am I in the line?
I'm thinking Daniel is still in front.
And Ula's in the back. So you can either be before or after Jewel.
This whole night tonight's kind of like run the jewel.
Well, I'll be behind Jewel, so Ula's behind me. I'm gonna whisper to Jewel. 6. There's 6 of them. And then I'm gonna try whispering to Key the next time we get like jerked, to Ula next time I get jerked close enough to her. 6. There's 6 of them. Hoping that Jewel will get it, that we're trying to be discreet and let Cramson know.
So,
Jewel has to pass it on, train style.
It's a game of telephone, so what do you actually tell me?
By the time it gets to Daniel, there's 12.
It's only one person in the chain.
He keeps saying something about wanting to sex them.
Never understood humans.
So as you guys are running. Alright. So your threat is every time you go to tell somebody how many you're hearing, you actually slow everybody down.
Sorry, guys.
And so what you had heard as 6
6.
has doubled.
Shit.
See, I was right.
In some of these, you're hearing very heavy metal impacts.
Well, they gotta be hearing the metal impacts by now.
Well, this is all, again, as you were trying to say, heck, there's 6. I hear 6 of them. As you were able to pick, they're not, the ones in the middle aren't that close, but you're hearing that, like, tinning sound. So you guys continue to run. And let's see, I want to say it's resilience. Let me check something really quick.
I like the idea of a resilience check. I'm horrible in it. We have never done anything in resilience, I feel like, so it's a good choice.
I avoided our first resilience check last session.
Oh, did we have one already? I just
Well, the Wraiths would have inflicted one on us, but I parried successfully.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is good because mine also sucks.
Yeah, this was a really bad timing to get sucked down into this.
It's fine. Isn't splunking wonderful? Aren't we going to have such
Totally.
wonderful stories about caves? Oh, God.
Alright, I need a... Let's see, with all the running and everything else that's been going on. Give me a hard resilience check.
Oh, boy.
Now, if only I could do that when I am doing a check
Pray
for
for
magic.
friends.
Right? Alright. So... Danelle, Jewel, and Ula. You all take 4 strain. As you are just getting exhausted from all of this running. You really haven't had a chance to rest other than that short little bit you just got in the building. But all this rest, just the situation of being in complete darkness, being led by a goblin through a city of people that want to try to eat your face, it's wearing on you. You're starting to get fatigued, hungry. It's just, life is not good right now.
Cramson is once again on the verge of passing out.
Honestly, Ula's getting there.
So Key,
Not as bad as Cramson, though.
through everything, I mean, you're used to being isolated. You're used to being, thrown in the black. that surprisingly that doesn't bother you, and the running is actually you're able to take it in stride. I mean, you would slow down at one point, but you're fighting through. You're going. You could keep running. Well, you can start feeling everybody else start to slow down. I'm trying to think what to do for the triumph there.
Would I be able to bypass my magic aversion to augment everyone else to pick up and keep going?
Sure.
Sweet.
Nice.
Now I have to look that up. See what. So it's 2 for average.
Yes, average would be 2.
But that only affects. How would that affect everyone, or do I have to add in the extra for additional targets?
You'd have to add in for additional targets.
So it'd have to be a hard check.
Yeah.
Well,
It's fine. You got this.
I'm flipping a pip.
Alright.
Also, because of the way that works, you get 2 targets from the hard check, and then you can use a point of advantage to add another target. Which 2 of us do you want to do for sure?
Who are the
gets
hardest
shot?
hit?
I have wound strain.
Yeah, definitely Daniel and probably Jewel. Jewel's got 1 less strain than I do. Or 1, yeah.
Yeah, I will do Danil and Jewel. Luckily, I have my divine intervention in my pocket too, because I'm using divine.
Yep.
So I get to take away 1 dice. And I'm going to take away the 2 X's. So that will give me 3 successes, correct?
Yes.
No,
Wait,
never mind. Ignore me. Oh, actually, no. So I might be incorrect, but I don't think the number of successes affect the augments. But having at least 1 advantage means that all 3 of us get the boost.
Oh,
So it
if I
might be
take
better to take away the threat die.
All right, I'll take away the 2 threat die then.
Okay.
And
You
I'll
get
make sure
1
everyone.
advantage. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will give that 1 advantage. However that works out.
Okay.
But I'll make you guys able to keep going. You are feeling what I feel. The desire for survival.
This is like a boot camp call. I don't know what I've been told.
It's more like I've done this shit before, so I can do it again.
Alright, so yeah, you guys feel this surge of what would it feel like to them? Would it just be like a warmth? Would it just be like an energy burst? Like a 5-hour energy kicks in? That I'm drinking.
No, I would say it feels more like a determination. Like they like a hardening of their resolve. Like deep in the pit of their stomach, they're like, you know what? No, not today.
Not today, Satan.
Time
No.
to go even further beyond.
What do we tell death? Not today.
Not today.
Alright. So yeah, so you guys just I don't know, just this determination bubbles up inside of you.
Fun fact, the space bar turns your camera off.
Well, I don't hit the spacebar. Actually, go on key
That's
maps,
what
you should
you've
be
been
able to
doing.
turn that off.
So do we actually get strain back, or this just allows us to go on, Joe?
Can't remember. Does that one allow them to recover strain?
Augment?
Oh no, augment one.
Yeah, augment would give us a green die each on our next check. So if we
Yeah.
have to do that again, we at least have a bonus to avoid taking more strain.
Okay, cool.
I don't think my mic's low or sensitive to hear or to pick it up, but Mackie is snoring up on top of the tree.
Ooh.
Alright, so you guys continue to run. Winding around corners, bumping into walls, making a little bit of racket. You finally come to a stop. And you hear Garn go, we gotta go up.
Please tell me we did the cartoon stop where we all just kind of.
Ran
I mean,
into
I
each
don't see
other.
how we would avoid doing that.
So like he was expecting it, so he just kind of stepped out to the side. So Dell would have felt this like little whip thing kind of falling over, and then next in line would trip over him, trip over hit.
Everyone pile driving Daniel.
Oh no. Poor Ula was at the back, you guys. I'm sorry.
We made mistakes. Anyway, if we're being pursued, maybe it's best to turn on the light if we're going upstairs. Can't really afford mistakes at this point.
They already know we're here and they've been following us. I think light is probably our best bet right now.
Let there be light.
Are you just casting a small one?
Yeah, I'll just start small with my my staff.
Okay. So yeah, and you kick up the light. It shines probably about 20, 25 feet around you. You can see stone stairs going up. And Garn quickly unwinds you as you guys get up.
Yeah,
Kinda-
let's not waste any time then.
It kind of climbs
Oh,
up
sorry.
onto Jewel and throws the rope back into her back, and then starts up, just running up the stairs. As you guys kind of start going up, the higher you get, as you look, you can see a lot of figures running towards where you're at. You guys run up the stairs, and it's taking its toll. Go up any stairs, it sucks. But especially when you're trying to get out as fast as possible. As you get closer to the top, you can see where the stone is almost open, like an entrance. You get up. In the doorway, you see a man standing there. Pale skin, very fine clothing. He's got a cane set down, and he just tilts his head. Leaving so soon. And that's where we'll stop.
Jesus.
I knew that was coming.
Always gotta leave you wanting
Driven.
more.
Well, you do a good job of it.
Seriously, like if it weren't October, I don't think I'd be so freaked out by all this. And then your voice, this session just didn't help at all. Literal goosebump.
I can't believe that some creepy Dark Lord's tomb was actually like the least scary bit of all of this adventure. Like, oh, the Dark Lord's tomb, he's trying to possess Joel to wake himself up. Ah, it's fine. She's a nerd. We can just carry her away.
Then we
Get
go
wrecked.
to zombies.
Oh God, what's the deal with these people? I want to know because they're
Welcome to the city of Ur.
alive. Oh, very concerning.
I was getting a kick out of the look on Nikki's face with the little girl.
I didn't even have to go over to the chat. I would just see the notification pop up, Walking Dead GIF, Walking Dead child GIF, and I was like, no, no, please. I know where this is going, but I
I'm
can't
sorry.
stop it.
I had to, and he's like, I'm hungry.
I mean, we all knew where that was going, but we were stuck. We were constrained.
Eh.
I mean, not like on a railroad, but like you make fun of horror movie tropes until you live them, and it's like we can't just scream at this girl's zombie and hack her to bits. Like we gotta maybe get away.
If there wasn't like a gazillion of them, maybe.
I mean, I'm not sure Daniel would he'll defend himself if they come at us, but he's very alarmed by these zombies who appear to be people, just hangry for other people. Like what's
With
the deal with
razor
this?
teeth.
They're like alive, but with razor sharp teeth and a thirst for human flesh.
Well, then you're safe. I mean, you're a kobold.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I could convince them that because I'm red, I'm made of the same stuff as apples.
If only I didn't love green apples, that would be true.
God damn it! You've killed us all, Jewel. And by that I mean me.
He convinces them not to eat him, and he just walks out. Fuck off, bitches! I'm out!
No, not quite that bad.
Yeah, at this
Don't worry,
point,
guys.
Joel might be wishing that maybe she had taken up the Dark Lord on his powers because I could get us out of here.
Just wow. That's all I got for
Kitty.
this session. Kitty.
Just sniffers. Sniffer. It's funny. So like today, whenever I come home, he usually comes running if he's not sitting on the couch. And I got home before Amy did. He never came out. Then she came home like 5 minutes after I got home, 5-10 minutes. When he heard the door close the second time, he came running out, thinking it was me. And it's like, oh, but I've already been here. He was confused.
You broke the pattern. That's not how this is supposed to work.
But did Mackie come and greet you?
Actually, yes.
Because Mackie usually greets me.
See, they've got a pattern.
Yeah.
Mackie gets the first human, Sniffer gets the second human. It's
So-
not your fault. You flipped your schedules.
No, Joe sent me shopping. I mean, it is supposed to snow tomorrow, so.
I still get to drive to work.
Yeah, me too. But maybe you can have fire again.
If all goes well, we'll have 0 clients again. We had nobody show up today at Ridgedale. So,
I can't blame them for not showing up.
actually, it was a nice day. We went out, split some wood, had a fire. And it really started snowing. It was kind of raining, so we ended up stopping for a while. Took an extra long lunch.
You're at Ridgedale, you said?
Yeah, that's where I picked up today. Or was supposed to pick up today, but yeah, nobody showed up. So it was me, 2 coworkers, and one of our supervisors was out there. Which is weird. That location's always like the other 2. Yeah, it's fine. We've had 0 people show up before. Never at that one. So when no shows up, it's like, wow, this is weird because the other 2 sites got a few people. Why did we not get anybody?
So you're saying it's been Bizarro Day the whole day long.
Yeah. So yeah, it was fun going out and just splitting wood. It's been a while. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be sore tomorrow.
I'm just going to ask how the shoulders are feeling.
Not bad. Arms little, not like achy, just a little sore. At most, it's more my my sides. Because I was splitting by hand, so my coworker was using the hydraulic splitter. Fun part is I started the fire because that's just what I do. Whenever we go out there, we got that thing so hot within the first 20 minutes of it burning that a couple of chunks of wood that were leaning, like pressed up against the ring, nowhere near the fire, just up against the ring, caught fire. I saw one. I'm like, oh, I should probably move that just, so it doesn't shift out and hit the ring. And I looked, I'm like, why am I seeing fire? Oh, that's on fire. I should move that into the pit. So yeah, I started chuckling at that. That's hot. I stopped putting stuff on it at about 11 o'clock. And those coals, when we left at 2:30, quarter to 3, somewhere in there, you still couldn't get within 5 feet. It's like, nah, it'll be fine. Luckily where we were, they just tell us to leave it, because if it gets out, it's going to be on dirt. So there's like, other than the piles that are about 20 feet away, it ain't going anywhere. So, yeah, I guess we'll call it for tonight. I'm gonna kill the stream here, so for anybody watching, that's still watching, I think there was a couple people watching, I can't remember. Have a good night, thanks for sticking with us.
Good night.
And if all goes well, we'll see you next Monday.